welcome. If you've come here to watch a bit of crafting and stamping and creativity, it's always great to have your company. So today I'm going to be using the stamped one sheet wonder that I did yesterday. It's gorgeous, kind of like collage style stamping with lots of different stamps. I think I used mainly about 3 different stamp sets, and the list is on that video, so I will link that video below in this description, and you can get to see how I created it. So it was super fun. It was a really gorgeous kind of vintagey colour palette, which was really fun to use. So I said I would come back today and make some cards from it, and I want to kind of maybe do a couple of simple ones, and then some that are a little bit more complicated with some added embellishments and textures and things. So I've already dug out my gorgeous little mini cut and emboss machine. It's so cute. And I've already cut a few little things out from the Sweetly, let me just check the name of this, the Stitch So Sweetly dies. They're cute. They've got these lovely scalloped edges, and then also stitched, kind of faux stitching effect on the inside of them. And then I also cut a shape from the new oval punch just to see where that would fit and how it would fit in some of these other shapes, because it's nice to mix and match things from time to time, see how they'll work together. I've also got a couple of flower punches ready to use as well, and some more scraps in case. So hello and welcome. Nice to see everybody. Thank you for coming back to watch more of me and my crazy crafting. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. And also maybe hit that bell button if you want to get notified. Hi Christine, you were in early. Hello, Life is Art. Lovely to see you. Safina, is it Safina? Steph, Glenna, Linda, Vicky, Jane, Monica, Martina, Cindy, Kayleen, Bonnie. I did get it right, Safina. Yay. Jackie. Who else is in here? Steph, Wanda, Connie, Sheila, Jane, Deborah Mitchum. Am I real late? No, Bonnie, you got here just in time. We're just about to start. Pull up a chair, everybody. Right, so I'm looking at this paper thinking how, where, what should I cut? And I think it would be nice to perhaps get some of this lovely little section here for a card, and then maybe cut that section there. So I'm going to cut this, I think, down here to start. Actually, or possibly down. Actually, I think I might do it down there. Let's have a look at this. So if I cut it down there, that's at 7.5 centimetres, or approximately 3 inches. And that gives me, I can play with that section there and then that section there. Let's try that. So 7.5. And then if I cut this at 11.5. I can mat and layer that to make a really simple card. And then this one, I think if I cut this just after the scissors, I'll give that 6.5. See how much I've got left. That's 9.5, okay. I don't know where to do it there. Take it to 6. We'll cut that at 6. Okay, so simple way to make a card is literally to mat and layer your main focal points, which we have. I've got some little scrap bits of Rococo Rose here. So let's see if this will fit on. Yay! Okay. So if you're using centimetres, using 1/2 centimetre more than the size of your kind of focal point is a really lovely width to go all the way around. Some people like it much thinner. Some people like a really tiny thin little strip. Some people like it a little bit thicker. It's basically your preference really, what you prefer. So what did I go for? 11.5. So I'm going to go for 12 centimetres here. And then turn that around, and I did this at, so whatever it was before, add 1/2 centimetre, so I'm going to go for 8 centimetres, and that gives me a beautiful matting layer, and that can be stuck directly onto a simple white card base, and I have some already cut here, so there we go, just gorgeous. And then you could maybe just do a really simple sentiment, or if you feel that that's detailed enough, I would leave it and then just add a sentiment on the inside. Okay, so we've got this piece here left, and we'll just do a quick reminder of what this measures. So this is 6 by 9.5. So sometimes when you store little scraps of cardstock in a baggie, the ends can get a little bit messy, so just trim off a tiny slither before you cut your matting layer, because it's not nice to have tatty edges. It's nice to have a nice sharp edge. You know, it's just a tiny slither that you need to cut off to make it right. So there we go. And we could go, ooh, let's go for a bit of Blushing Bride this time as my layer. It's nice to see all these gorgeous pinks. There we go, it's very kind of feminine, pinky, girly card really. So that's that. Okay, so those are my simple cards done. And then of course I have cut out these little, what are these called? Rectangles, scalloped rectangles. If you wanted to add an extra sentiment, you could do, but it does already say for you in the background there, so perhaps you might not want it. Right, let's do something a little bit more fancy dancy then with this one, and I'm wondering about doing a long, tall, thin, long card. So let's see if I can do this at 9.5 centimetres, and then cut a tiny bit off the bottom. Just cut 1/2 centimetre off the bottom, so that when I cut my layer, and I've got a piece of cinnamon cider cardstock right to the side of me here, which I think is a lovely background because I used quite a bit of cinnamon cider in there. So I'll read your comments in a second, guys. I'm just wanting to get started, and then I'll sit down and read some of your comments. So I scored that at 10 centimetres, and that's approximately 4 inches. And then I'm just going to cut that. And I'm wondering then whether or not to cut some kind of matting layer out of this, the cinnamon cider, to have some sort of focal point there. Or the other idea was to actually cut a longer piece that would go across. I'm just going to see if this will fit into my mini cut and emboss machine, because I quite like the idea of using it as a, oh, it will fit, yay! I like the idea of using the edges of this as a bit of a trim. So I'm going to cut this, and rather than waste all that card, I'm going to put the other one in the middle before I roller it through. Try and line these up a bit. Excuse the rattling on my table. Right, so I'm going to sit down now and I'll read some of your comments. Hi Nessa, nice to see you. I really like not always embellishing a one sheet one day. Absolutely, no, I'm with you on that one. Oh no, Desiree, I just stamped this last night. Yeah, don't you worry. Yeah, I'll post a link to the video in the comments of this one after I finish this live. Hi Jenny from Melbourne. Nice to see you. Hi Linda. Hi Sabine. Hi Kayleen. Lovely to see you all. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh gosh, I nearly hit somebody by accident. Oh my goodness, I nearly blocked somebody. I was like whipping through my comments and was like, ah! Okay, so I've cut this piece and the idea was to create maybe a panel, a piece that goes across, like a little bit of a belly band type thing. But if I just trim this down, like so. Doesn't really matter quite where, really. It's just so that I've got two pieces. And then I could always cut a piece to go across as well. So I did that at 9.5 centimeters tonight, that panel. So let's go for, oh, 6 is a bit large. We'll go for 5. It's going to have lots of gorgeous layers on it. And then I wanted some Rococo Rose as a bit of a layer. Oh no, that is Rococo Rose. I meant Blushing Bride. And I cut that at 4.5 centimeters, I think. And I'm going to cut a little sliver off either end. As I said, because sometimes when you store your scraps, they can get a little bit bashed around. And just to keep those sharp edges, it's worth giving them a little trim if you can. So I really like the idea of having that really tiny pink border. And then we're going to have that gorgeous little bit there. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do in the middle yet though. I haven't decided, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Let me just tidy up a little bit. Keep all these little pieces. I have got my daisy punch here because I fancied something a little bit floral. So I might just go ahead and stick this down because it means then it's one less thing to think about. Because it's been done then. So do I keep my scraps strictly in colour? I do, yes. I just order grip seal bags, A4 grip seal bags, or so if you're in the States that would be your US letter size. So this is, oh, this is the, obviously this is the grid paper here, so you can see the sizing. So this would fit a whole sheet of our cardstock in it. Like that. It's actually a little bit bigger. So what I do is assign a bag per colour, and I usually have a sticker as well. So I have a bag per colour. And then I keep the colours in family groupings. So the way that the colours are done by Stampin' Up! Are in colour families. So I store them in those families. So, actually, I'm wondering whether to use my, what's it called? My sticky tape. Oops. Got drawers falling out here. Still getting used to my new storage system because I pack some things away ready to move, so I'm just getting used to where things are being stored slightly differently. So, bought some of those bags yesterday for this purpose. Okay, well done, Jane. Yeah. Anyone else having a sound issue like Vicky? I also buy the 12 by 12 bags as well to store the 12 by 12 and paper and cardstock in and the things like that. And they're useful if you're sort of putting together pieces for a project, if you're perhaps traveling or you want to, you know, not craft in your craft room or your craft space. So you can create little project bags and keep things in a project bag. The trick then is to unpack it when you don't need it. So, yeah, food bags are a good idea. Also, cereal bags. Cereal bags make really good storage because they're quite tough and they're quite big. You know what you get your cereal in. And then cereal boxes are great as well. If you cut them off and just use the bottom portion, you can organise all sorts of things in cereal boxes. Okay, so let's just bring the base back. Look at that, look how pretty that is. Oh, I love it. And then we're going to have another layer here. But so because the paper is so busy, don't be tempted to go too over the top with your embellishments and things. Oh, now what have I got here? No, that's too big. Oh, that's cute. I like that. But then I just want some little tiny little embellishments, I think. So this is where my little punch comes in handy to do some little flowers. But yes, it's the Blue Peter coming out in me, Nessa. I know. I used to love Blue Peter. I wanted to be a Blue Peter presenter when I grew up. This is probably as close as I'm going to get. So far I keep them only in the main colour separation. Ah, okay. So you have them in sort of like yellows, reds, blues, that kind of idea. Yeah, that can work. It's so creative. Funny wonder. There we go. I think that's all we really need there. And let's think of a nice sentiment to go on there. Just something little, I think. Oh, just that nice happy birthday, I think would be nice. So this is from a new set, but this matches the oval punch that I used earlier. This one here. I've used it, but I haven't actually used it now. Okay, now I want this to stand out, so I think I'm going to go for early espresso. I don't want black because I think that would be a bit too dark. I want to go for that vintage kind of look. So I'm going to go for a dark brown. There we go. Yay! And then I think to finish off that whole kind of stitching vibe, we need some thread. So, let's have a look. Oh, I've got some lace. Oh, what did I stamp it on? White. Ah, okay. The other big thing we can do is actually colour in some ribbon. That might be quite fun to do. And like a pale peach. Yummy scrummy. So I'm going to use that light pumpkin pie that I used to colour in the dressmaker's dummy. And I'm going to use a bit of this. I know it's got dimensionals on it, but look, it's shiny, so I just think that's not going to go through to my paper. So, hi Nona. I'm just going to quickly colour. See how easy it is to do that. And the great thing is, it perfectly matches your project then. This is the, what's this called? This ribbon, I love it. Whisper White, ooh, what's it called? Crinkle Seam Binding Ribbon. Yeah, you wouldn't want to bind seams with this stuff. It's a bit too thin, to be honest, if you're a bit of a sewer. And it is meant to be crinkly. It does say crinkly on the packet, okay? So. Now the colouring, when you colour it in, that process actually helps to make it a bit stiffer and easier to handle. Someone else mentioned it on a live the other day. I think it was Janice actually. She was saying that by colouring it in, it just helps it a bit. Oh, I do have some small buttons. Yes, they're not in the current catalogues, but I do have some buttons that I could use. Okay, so I'm just tying my bow. Oh, bye, Kayleen. Have a lovely day at work. Okay, I want a nice, big, full bow. I think I'm going to tuck it under there, like that. That is cute. I think it needs some thread as well. Now, where's my thread gone? Now this is retired thread, so we may or may not find something to our liking here. That's quite corally, isn't it? That's pinky. We could create almost like a little tassel type thing hanging down from there. Okay, so what I would do is I would tie a knot in this piece of, so this is quite thick, not Whisper White, baker's twine. So I would tie a knot in that just to kind of stabilize it. And then I just licked my fingers a little bit and I'm just unfurling the thread. Now, I don't know if you can see, there's actually 3 strands there. So you want to then unfurl each individual strand a bit more to get it to really fray and become more tassel-like. So I'm just going to flip it round, twist it, untwist it, untwist it, untwist it until it's all straight, and then again unfurl it. The other way you can do it is get a needle or like a pair of scissors, and you can sort of tuck your scissors in there and just, it's almost like combing them out really. So then when you fold that back round, that creates this neat little tassel. So that could just hang there like that. And then we could do a smaller one to go behind that flower there as a bit of a, there's a bit of a zhuzhy moment behind there. What was that? I could wind the thread round like a circle. Oh yes, that's the other thing I could do. Yes, is just to do the good old just kind of like dropping the thread on and see what happens type stuff. Now I am a little bit anxious because I haven't got my hot glue gun plugged in at the moment, so I'm going to have to try and stick this via glue dots and so forth. So there we go. But now, oops, sorry, just knocked the phone. I'm wondering if I used dimensionals and raised up this a little bit, I can tuck some of these underneath. Yes, I can. There we go. Right, that's my plan. So let's move those out the way. Now you could do a little bit of faux kind of extra stitching along here by using some kind of pierce tool. So if I get my piercing mat or my stamping mat. So this has two uses. It can be a piercing mat or a stamping mat. I'm just going to come in a bit closer to show you this technique. You need to get yourself a ruler. So these are all little added tiny details that if you're making a card for someone special, or if you're commissioned to do something special, these are all tiny little things that you can be doing just to add that extra bit of detail. So I'm just going down my ruler. I'm not even measuring it, but it's kind of working out at every 1/8 of an inch, and I'm just popping little holes all the way down my piece of cardstock. And actually having it not too, what's the word? That's what I want. Not too exact. Makes it look more crafty and homemade. Alright. Or use a small tooth comb. What, for combing out my threads? Yeah, you could do that. You could get a knit comb. Oh, I was clearing out my bathroom the other day, trying to get rid of things that I don't want to take. And I found the knit comb. And I thought, I'm not getting rid of that. It's a good one. It's one of those metal ones. Not those cheap plastic ones that don't do anything, but it's a good metal one. You just never know when you might, you might be infested. There we go. So I just want to see if I've got any more. Oh, a little bit of glue in there. It's coming to an end, this one. Just going to get a little scrap to move this glue along a bit. Right. Hi, Janice. Hi, Dawn. Oh, yes, you could run one of those tracing wheels. I do have one somewhere. Yes, if you ever come across one of these, let's see if I can find it. Oh, it used to be in my tools, but think I've moved it. Yeah, I do have one of those tracing wheels. They're brilliant. Okay, so there's my little piece for my happy birthday. I'm going to stick that with dimensionals. And I'm going to concentrate my dimensionals in the middle, just in case I need to pop something behind it. So I can see that it's slightly over there, but actually that's not too bad because I've got more flowers to go on that side. So it's actually worked out quite well. So here I have my little tassely thing that I want to pop quite close to the edge there. And I'm feeling it for the glue dots, you know. I think the glue dots are going to be helpful because they're not so messy, glue dots, are they? Going to scoop a glue dot off like that and pop him down there. I don't know why glue dots are masculine. I just called him him, didn't I? Funny that, isn't it? Right, then I've got my lovely ribbon on this side. And I think just to help things, I am going to just pop him under that corner. So I am going to get a glue dot. So make use of the mechanics of your cards. You know, don't think about where things could hook and catch and so on, just to make life a bit easier. There we go. So that's hooked under there nicely, so I know that's not going to come apart. So I've got my little flowers to go there. Then I've got my little flower up there to go there, and then I've got this other one, this tassel, go there as well. Oh, I can pop that underneath one of those. Hi Wendy. Wendy and Wendy. Oh, that's funny, Lorraine. This is your new favourite colour combo, what, the pink and the brown? Right. Oh, that's stuck in. I thought I was going to have to put a new glue dot there, but I obviously had a little bit of the glue dot showing, and that ribbon just happily is sitting there, so that's great. Okay, so I think there and there and there. Now I did notice I've got some little end pieces on my dimensionals, which would be quite the right size for the flowers. I'm very much looking forward to raiding my stash for some pretties to go in the centre of these. I'm wondering if the pink from, you know, that set of new purple pearls in the catalogue, I wonder if they will fit. So. Yeah, how are you, Wendy? I bet you're struggling not being able to see everybody. Oh, Martina's giving tips on how to get rid of cat fleas or lice or something. Oh, thank you, Sabine. Right, so that's that. Oh, right, now for the embellies. Now, where did I put my embellies? Did I put them in a box? I thought I put them all in one box for me to take. Oh, now there's the challenge. Oh, I thought I put them all together. Oh, I did. I did put them all together. Oh, look at this. These pink ones. Oh, they're just so perfect. Now, I just want to check if the flower punch if the biggest flower will hold one of these pearls. I'm just going to get a little scrap of the Blushing Bride, and I just want to see if this big flower is big enough. Right, then it's hunt the flower. And then it's find the pearls again. Where did I put those? Oh, right in front of me. Oh, look at that! Oh, they fit. Oh, how yum. Okay, right. Tiny bit of glue. Oh, okay, Wendy. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I was going to do buttons. You're so right. Okay, hold on. Let me just check my little embellishments. Oh, look. This is from last year. Look at these. Now, the only problem is now I don't like naked buttons. I have to stitch these. Oh, actually, look, I've just found one that's already got one in. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to use the one because I can't bear naked buttons and I'd have to thread in every one, and I've just found one that's already got one threaded. So there we go. That's my compromise. Because I'm terrible like that. Oop, no. Okay. No, they're not mother of pearl. They're like a faux mother of pearl. I have got some mother of pearl buttons, but not these ones. Okay, there we go. So that can be the special button that goes there. And then we can make use of our little pearlies, because they're so pretty. Ugh. I love it when embellishments just fit beautifully. And I like this little pop of pink, brighter pink in there as well. Oh my goodness, my table is now covered with stuff. Okay, Okay, tidy up a little bit, Ruth, otherwise you're just not going to have space to do anything, woman. Whew, right, there we go. Right, put the pearls away. Right, so that's my little embellishment panel. That's then going to go on my card. How's the packing going? It's going okay. My craft room, I don't know if you can, if there's a sound difference, but I've got bare shelves as I'm slowly moving non-essential stuff to my friend's house, because I'm losing about 3 rooms going into the new place. So, or the equivalent of about 3 rooms, and I won't have a craft room until one has been built. So yeah, this is the card base, this one here, so we're just sticking this onto here, and then this is our beautiful panel with embellishments. Now I don't want to chop her head off there, so I want this quite high up. Okay. Good night, Sabine. Yeah, I'm moving to a smaller house. Okay, I'm just thinking where I need to place this. I want to just miss the top of her head. But it's been a good exercise, Wendy, because it's forcing me to get rid of things that I've held on to or I don't need. Yeah, and 2 of those rooms are the kind of like the chuck them in and don't look at them for a year rooms. Like what was the kids' toy room. Yeah. And then we have like a conservatory type thing on the side where all the like the recycling, the boots and the wellies and the spare bags for going shopping, all that kind of thing. That's where all that stuff went, and I'm going to lose that as well. So now the thing about doing fancy dancy stuff like this is you've got to be careful you don't cover over the sentiment. So just be aware of that. Okay, and also you don't need to put these to waste. These little flowers can be used to embellish further. And I remember yesterday we were talking about maybe putting a flower on the mannequin itself. So maybe this would be a good time to look, put a little flower on the mannequin. As I've got these spare ones. I've been in this current house for 10 years. Yeah. Ooh, I think this glue is running out. Yeah, I think Shirley will like this flower on her. Looks very upmarket, doesn't it? There we go. And then what we could do is colour in the tiny pearls with maybe a slightly brighter pink. So I do have light and dark magenta madness here, but I think we'll go for the light to start off with. Just colour in. It's almost fluorescent doing it on these pearls, but it's kind of worth it. Now I'm going quite gently with my pen. I'm trying not to damage the nib of my pen. Oh, that's upsetting, Nona. Oh, sorry to hear that. So this brighter pink just helps to echo those pink flowers that we've got there as well. Which I would be quite tempted to embellish, but maybe with something different, like, ooh, like sequins or something a bit different. Ooh, 17 years, Liz, wow. Hi, Miss Ellen. So I think these little sequins will be quite nice on these flowers here. So these are great little things to have in your stash. I know yesterday I was saying that if you have a look at the Stampin' Up shop, sometimes these sort of things end up in clearance. And sometimes you might not splash out on this sort of thing when they're full price, but they're really handy to have in your stash. Ooh, can I fit a tiny one in down here? Ooh, just about. Well, I'm going to show it to you that way up, because otherwise I'm not going to get it in the full thing there. Hi, Amanda. It does, no, I know. I've had many an up and down with this whole process of trying to find somewhere to live. It can feel incredibly disappointing at times. But yeah, it's been amazing, really. So. Right, there we go. So that's the extravagant one. We have got a little bit left here, which I was thinking of using in my planner. So if I show you how I would use it in my planner, because I want to put panels, what's the word? Dividers, not panels, dividers in my planner for every 3 months, because Stampin' Up work on a 3-monthly kind of basis. And it just helps to keep my brain a bit organised when I look at it. So I've already got one in for January to March, and I want to create a new panel for spring. So I'm just calling the 3-month gaps, excuse the very disorganised planner. Okay, so here was my autumn one, and look, I just then punched out a label and then folded it over and wrote autumn there. And then this is my winter one, so I used this lovely piece from the winter, and I thought this would be fun for spring. But as you can see, it's a little bit small now, but that's fine. I thought I could cut a panel from another piece of card and then just stick that onto there like that, and that would do nicely. So I'm going to grab out one of these. Now I do have one of those all-in-one punches that will punch the full 6 holes out in one go, but I've packed it. So I'm going to show you how to do it if you haven't got one of those. So let me just double check what size I need to cut this for. Oh, thank you, Glenna. was me having a bit of a practice. Actually, I've got an awful feeling I've packed the pens as well. Oh gosh. Oh, don't know. I thought oh, I'm not going to need these pens. Anyway. Right, so I only need about an inch there, don't I? What's that? Inch and a bit. I'll give it 4 centimetres just to be generous. Okay. And then 21 centimetres across there. Right, so I need to basically put that there. I need it as long as this piece here. So if I just use my tear tape, I think that will probably keep it pretty strongly adhered. So I'll pop a piece along here. So if you've never used a tear tape, this is great stuff. It literally just tears. I'm just seeing if I've got space for another layer of tape. I think I do. Make sure it's extra strong. So the thing about tear tape, the trick is to remove the top layer is push down really hard with a nail, so you know that's really stuck on well. And then when you go to lift it up, because that first section is really stuck down, you're just going to lift the top layer away. She says, just like that, and then it doesn't come away. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Oh dear, no, you might have just got a funny batch. They usually do last quite a while. And the thing is, do remember to cut upwards and downwards, and maybe clean out your track before you give up on it. Clean your track out, because your track can get full of fibres, and that can affect the cutting of your paper. Okay, so now I'm going to mark where I need to cut my holes. I'm just going to hold that together and put a dot at the centre of the circles that have already been punched here. Like that. I'll get my circle punch. I appreciate it, Steph. Okay, so I know that I said to aim for the middle, but because I know that these ones were quite sort of close-ish, I'm going to allow myself to be not a little bit just off the middle. Sorry, can you hear me concentrating? There we go. That's that done. For some reason this machine doesn't cut all the way through anymore. I have had it a number of years, so you have to forgive it being not so perfect anymore. I was just wondering, I wonder if that would work. It's not quite long enough. Okay, so I'm going to cut a... Ah, now, have I got my label punch? Oh, did I pack it? Oh, no. Oh, dear. Yep, I think I packed it. Okay, let's have a look then. Let's see if there's... Oh, I could use this one, couldn't I? Is that the same sort of width? Perfect. Yay. Yeah, just I'd order another batch of cutters. No. Hopefully it might have just been a batch, but did I pack too early? No, Ellen, well, yes and no, but I think when when I'm in the mood to pack, I'm going with it, because there have been days and there will be days where I don't feel like packing. So the way that my brain works is that if I'm in the mood to do something, I go with it. I don't fight it, because otherwise then I'd get nothing done. So I also sometimes find that my tidying instincts are stronger at certain times of the month, like in line with my hormones. So if my hormones are telling me to tidy or pack or whatever, I do it. Okay, so let me get my... I need to figure out where to... So my autumn went there, winter went there, so I'll do spring up here, I think. And how far, just see how far did I... Oh, good, Ellen. No, I'm not going mad. Okay, I'm just lining up how far up I want my label to go, so I can see where it is. And then I'm going to just push that a bit higher and across to there. Okay, so that matches across the top there, and then that is in line with that there. Okay, so that's how I want it. So I'm just going to lift that one up, figure out which glue has got any left, and squeeze like mad. Or maybe not. Okay, fold that over. And then... Now the only thing is, I cannot mess up doing the calligraphy on this. That's the only problem now. I've got to make sure I do it correctly. Mad but not crazy. Yeah, thank you. There we go. Right, I'll do this in... I think I'll do this in pencil to start off with, because I haven't got my pens. Spring. There we go. There we go, I'm all done. You're catching a toddler to sleep. Wow, that's perfectly acceptable. So let's get my January, February, March. There we go. Oh, look at that. That falls perfectly. Look, that's Wednesday the 31st, and that's the 1st of April. Oh, don't you just love it when that happens? There we go. And I can put my January one back in. There we go. So there we go. So out of that one sheet of stamping, we have got a divider for a planner. I've got a card, and I haven't finished making these cards yet. So I will do that while I'm chatting to you guys. So that can go on there. And then I thought I had a spare little... Oh, I thought I cut myself a little piece. Maybe not, I'll do it again. I can't remember what I did on this one. Oh, 6. So 6.5. Put a bloom on her waist with a sash out of a floss. Oh, I could. Don't know if it might end up a bit thick. I could tie a wee little bow. I know what, I'll tie a wee... If I just tie a knot in here. So this is how to do the smallest bow ever. Basically tie a knot in ribbon and then you can tie that across there like that, or stick it. What do I prefer, the trim or the guillotine? I like both for different reasons. I definitely couldn't live without my trimmer, but I could live without my guillotine. The trimmer's just useful, but the guillotine is useful, but the trimmer can do what the guillotine does. Ah, okay, Audrey. Yeah, I've just got the A5 Filofax planner. And I did have a go using the Stampin' Up one when they came out a while back, but I really like having the days of the week where you've got the time, you can section off the time. So I really like that about the Filofax brand, that you can do that. What else do I like? Oh, I recently, actually I was gifted these, but they're quite useful. I was gifted a year pull-out thing. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. So you can purchase these like year planner type things. They're not dated and you have to put the dates on, and I completely fluffed up putting the dates on. So the yellow is the Saturday, Sundays, but that's quite useful. New thing I've discovered. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to cut one of these in half, so because I don't need a full... Oh, sorry. Off at a funny angle. I don't need a whole glue dot, or I need to just make it a bit smaller. So you can roll them up a bit like that. And you can pop them, there we go, just on her waist like that. And even that's a bit too big, to be honest. Yeah. There we go. And then I got some spare little flowers. Put one on her neck again, that'd be nice. Oh, it's a good place to be, Martina. Yeah, I bought the Filofax. I think it was like a Christmas present to me from my husband, but I bought it. I said, don't buy me a Christmas present this year. I bought my Christmas present. I love the colour. I know, Miss Janice is in the Silver Elite Club now. Oh, you know what, Vicky? I have got some of those little dots. I do. I keep saving them. Lots of dimensionals. I put them in with my stickies. There they are. Yeah, I keep them because they're so useful. So you can just lift it off, pop it on like that, and then scoot off the backs. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Will I repeat the same embellishments? Oh, it depends what's on my table, to be honest. What have I got on here? I wonder if I could do a fancy bow on the neck, because we talked about that yesterday, didn't we? If I can get it small enough and neat enough, I think I'll try that. So let's see if we can get this. Oh, it folded over. Oh, there we go. That's nice and flat. Yeah, we talked about having a nice zhuzhy bow on the neck. Oh yeah, look at that, how cute. Oh, it's just such girly fun, isn't it? Right, so let's see what we've got. Right, we've got that there, and then I've just noticed I've got some little, three little flowers. There's one there. Where are the other two gone? Oh, there's another one. So maybe we could have, oh, it's stuck in my nail. Could have two there, like that. Maybe cut some more. The sheer white polka dot. Yeah, it is pretty. It's just that it's quite big. It's quite large compared to the canvas, really. I've just realised I've stuck this on at a slight angle. I'm not going to shift that. Oh, that's so frustrating. I don't like it. It's on the squonk. Oh, Martina. Trim the card so it's straight. Yeah, I'm thinking that, Wendy. I think I might just cut it all down because I can't bear it. I'm going to mount it onto another piece of card, I think. Oh, that's not quite right. Oh, that's better. Right, so once you've got one edge straight, it's much easier. Well, just so happen. Oh no, I was going to say, just so happen to have another white here, but I think it's cream. Oh, do I have a white? Oh, I do. Oh, look, that looks so elegant and nice. There we go. Ah, all saved. Hi, Ree. Right, this time, Ruth, focus. Get it aligned. Well, that's straighter than it was. So that's good. Where are my glue dots gone? They've disappeared. Ooh, glue dots. Where are you? There's another little flower. Oh, that's so bizarre. I had the glue dots there. Oh, there they are. You have to use a tea ruler. That's a good idea. Hi, Christine. So I'm just balling that one up again. I can add my ickle bow to that one. And then we're going to have that one and a little tiny one, I think. You only need the tiniest amount of glue for this. And if you've got tweezers and you prefer using tweezers, then do, because this is quite delicate placement. And I use the end of this pokey tool to just make sure it's stuck on really well. And then I think just a little pearl up there to finish it, and then that'll be it. So thank you everybody for joining me today to see the end results of that paper that I stamped yesterday. Such a pretty kind of combination of stamps. Although I do warn you, if you've not seen yesterday's video and you're a bit squeamish about stamps but getting cut, you might need to just, you know, have a cup of tea before you watch it. Just saying. Okay, so out of that one stamp sheet, we've got 3 cards and a planner layout. So there's my nice planner layout there. Then that's my extravagant lots thrown on it card. And then there's my 2 simpler cards with the tiniest amount of embellishing. Although I think this one needs a little pearl now. There we go. Oh, this one looks like it's on the squonk as well. Oh, I'm not fixing that though. I'll leave that one. So it's really simple. Just put a little bit of a matting layer and a nice clean border. And then this one had an extra matting layer because I stuck it a bit weird. There we go. So, night, Liz. Take care. Yes, Glenna was struggling. Thank you, Carol. I put something in the post to you today, Carol. So we've got one person who hasn't sent me their email. Not Heidi, the other winner. Hold on, should get the name again. Diane Crow. So Diane, if you're watching, you've won something from me. Please email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. And I'll send your canvas off to you. So good night, everybody. Lovely to see you. Oh, hi, Delinda. I didn't see you come in. Take care, Wendy. Nosta. Oh, you're welcome, Dawn. Lots of love to you all. And I hope to be back tomorrow evening with something fun. Don't quite know what yet, but we'll see. Okay, lots of love to you all. Take care. Bye.